Oh, hey, check this out. It's a chess piece that is a knight. It's from the 1950s, 60s, and it's a whole set. I got this for my birthday. And, here's a queen. That was a knight. Here's a pawn. They're really cool in their detail. A medieval uh, chessboard. And the pieces obviously have different values. The pawns are worth the least. The king is worth the most. The queen has the most uh, latitude in how she can move and the directions and the power that she has. Worth more than the others. However, human beings are not like chess pieces, except for the fact that we have different abilities. The pawn can move one or two spaces, can capture diagonally. The castle can move straight one direction or straight the other direction as far as the rows and columns, and the bishop moves diagonally. The knight moves in an L shape. They have different moves, different abilities. People have different abilities. Chess pieces have different abilities and different values. People have different abilities, but the same value. We have different positions, different circumstances in life, but identical value in the eyes of God. And so here, toward the end of Galatians chapter 5, here in verse 26, he says, "Let us not become conceited, provoking and envying each other." Let's not think more highly of ourselves than we ought to think. We ought to absolutely value what God has given us. We ought to boast in what Jesus Christ has done to us and even through us. Look what Jesus has done. But if we become conceited, look what I have done. Look at me. Look at myself. Then we've crossed the line. In Philippians 2, the apostle holds up Jesus as the model. He says, "Have this attitude in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus, who, although he was God, did not regard equality with God something to be grasped, clung to, but he emptied himself for your sake." For those that had crossed him, that had offended him, he became a servant of everyone. Now, if Jesus can do that, you can do it. If Jesus can be the servant of everyone in your household, you can be the servant of everyone in your household. If Jesus can be the servant of everyone in your church family, you can be the servant of everyone in your church family. You can look at people that have a lower social status. You can look at people that have fewer talents and abilities, fewer opportunities, and think, well, I'm better than they are, which is not true. God has gifted you differently. There's a movie in the theaters now, Spider-Man. Mitzi and I went to see that in the theater, thoroughly enjoyed it, but I have some major philosophical and doctrinal differences with that movie. But one of the things was stated is true. With great power comes great responsibility. With God's gifting of material possessions, time, health, position, circumstance, comes responsibility. He gives you these things so that you can accomplish his will. We look around and we see different people, lots of different kinds of abilities, lots of different circumstances, lots of different statuses, financially, physically, and yet the value is the same. So be on guard that you don't become conceited. Don't think more highly of yourself than you ought to to think. Don't be haughty in mind, thinking you're better than somebody else. Do not be wise in your own estimation. Be a servant like Jesus. And all these things, as we are led by the Spirit in this life that the Spirit has given us, we demonstrate the character and the mind of Christ in being a servant to those around us, motivated by the love that Christ has given to us, and it flows through us. He loves you, and he wants to love the people in your life through you. And we love you too.